Hey, this is Jackson Wang, and you're listening to ARDAN Flight Top 40 Countdown.
ARDAN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next flight destination will be the number one track this week. To all the passengers, we ensure you to have a safe, fun flight. And we welcome you to ARDAN Flight 40.
Flight 40. Go! The top 40 songs curated for you. We're gonna be playing you only the coolest and loveliest tracks. Every Sunday, flying from 11 to 3 p.m. With your pilot for today, Zahwa, only on
ARDAN Flight 40.
Flight 40. ARDAN Radio. ARDAN Still Alive.
Wanna do my go-go dance.
Lebih dari radio. Honestly, Coachella has been my biggest FOMO this year. Not talking about missing the show. What I mean is a fear of missing my money if I do go there.
105.9, stay cool and lovely. ARDAN Radio.
Of course, Coachella is, it's the biggest event. I mean, I am, having a little bit of a FOMO because all of my favorite artists is there, including my girl, Sabrina Carpenter. I really wanted to see her perform live one day, but I think that's another thing to think about later on. But today in San Muda, I'm going to be flying you around to the Flight 40 chart from 11 until 3 p.m. this Sunday. Let's go.
Thank you for dinner, baby. Are you coming in or what?
You're listening to 105.9 FM ARDAN Lebih Dari Radio. And of course, you are flying on another Sunday. Today is the 19th of April, 2026, which brings us to another fun and cool and, of course, lovely flight to the number one track this week on ARDAN Flight 40. This is your pilot speaking for today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. I hope y'all had a really great sleep last night. I did. Thank God. Because I feel like if I didn't, I would be really not feeling good today. But thankfully, I did get my good night's sleep yesterday because just saw Sabrina Carpenter bring out Madonna on her Coachella set on weekend 2. It was crazy. Honestly, all her set list, all her concept was amazing. And if you are a fan of Sabrina Carpenter Chella, yesterday's performance was immaculate. I would literally watch it for days. And talking about House Tour Sabrina Carpenter, which is the first song that I played for you to board today's flight in San Muda, House Tour by Sabrina Carpenter has officially released its own music video 12 days ago, sitting on 18 million views until now, which is totally great, and I love her for that. Who doesn't love Sabrina Carpenter? I mean, if you don't, I would be the very first person to run to you and just explain why she is that cute and why she is that lovely. But nevertheless, in San Muda, I am also going to be telling you what are the coolest and loveliest songs this week on ARDAN Flight 40, because we are going to fly around to ARDAN Flight 40 today on the 771st edition, which of course we're going to start out with the songs that are unfortunately out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, only 7 that we have to say goodbye to today in San Mudem. Really happy, but really sad nevertheless because we have to say goodbye to SZA with Save the Day. And actually, her performance at Coachella was actually rumored as the standby performer for Justin Bieber at Coachella 2026. And Solana Imani Rowe, which is SZA, addressed claims on Instagram that she was paid 6 figures to be a standby performer for Justin Bieber at Coachella 2026. And she stated that, "I'm in New York, no one paid me a dime." But her song, Far, from the SOS album, has officially reached over 130 million streams on Spotify as of April 4th, 2026, and has officially achieved gold certification from the RIAA. And I'm really, really proud of my girl. Really, really proud of her. And coming up next, as our second track that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40 in San Muda, we also have Flower of Love with Casual Lady. And this song is such a bop. I'm really sad to see this one go, but it has been on the chart for 5 weeks, so we had a really great time. And for the third song that are out of the chart this week, we also have Alex Warren with Fever Dream. And as of April 2026 in San Muda, Alex Warren is currently headlining his first global arena tour, Little Orphan Alex Live, across Europe and the UK. And talking about his improvement, his journey to where he is right now, I could say that I'm proud to be one of the TikTokers that actually watched his content a few years back.
Out of chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40.
You're listening to ARDAN Flight 40 in San Muda, the chart that really matters. And this song is Fever Dream by Alex Warren. And this song is on one of the lists on the songs that have to be out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. Really sad because this song has really that vibe into it. If you need a boost, if you need a song to like really hype up your mood, I think this song is really, really good. I think this song is for you. But today in San Muda, we're gonna go ahead and continue to our next destination, which on ARDAN Flight 40 on the 771st edition, we're still on the out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. For the fourth song, we have to say goodbye to Mention Me by Cordis in San Muda. And talking about them, Cordis is actually currently preparing for their first ever comeback with their second EP, Green Green, and it's scheduled for release on May 4th, 2026, which I am really, really excited about because I've been listening to them since their debut. Really love them, really love all the members as well, and hopefully I could see them perform live in Indonesia to ngortis bareng-bareng. And coming up next is our fifth track that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40 in San Muda. This one came from Foo Fighters with Your Favorite Toy. The song, the record that just released their 12th studio album, Your Favorite Toy, on April 18th, 2026. The record actually marks a stylistic shift towards harder, like a faster punk-influenced sound, and is the first to feature new drummer Island Rubin, who replaced Josh Freese in late 2025. And I could say the song is a kind of a bop. For me, as a girl that doesn't really enjoy like punk-ish like that, but I really, really enjoy this one. And talking about Foo Fighters, of course, the band is embarking on a massive global tour through 2026 and into the early 2027. Major legs include North America, Europe, and Australia and New Zealand are on the list in San Muda. And if you are a fan, and if they do come to Indonesia, would you be one of the audience there?
Out of chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40.
It's 105.1 FM ARDAN, lebih dari radio Insan Muda, and you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40 with me, your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa, and that is Your Favorite Toy by Foo Fighters, which sits on the fifth track that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40 as well. And we are going to continue ahead to our next destination, which we also have two other tracks that has to say goodbye this week on Arden Flight 40 in San Muda. And coming up next, we also have a song from Calum Scott and H with Unsteady, a song about, mental health and all of that stuff. And I think if you are feeling those kinds of things as well, if you're feeling unsteady, if you're feeling like your life is falling apart, I think the lyrics kind of match to those situations as well. So I think that could be a perfect option if you do need a playlist to listen to when you're in that particular positions as well. And the last track that has to be out of the chart this week in San Muda, we have Kygo featuring Khalid Griffin with Save My Love, a really, really good song from Khalid too in San Muda. And I really love it because it kind of gives you like a Sunday morning kind of vibe. And it could be played when you hang out with your friends at your car or you're driving around town. This song is for you. So here you go, the tracks that are out of the chart this week, only on Ardan Flight 40.
Out of chart this week on Ardan Flight 40.
That was Save My Love by Kygo featuring Khalid Griffin in San Muda with Save My Love, and this is the last track that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40, which I'm really sad to see 7 of these songs go out of the chart, but we had a really, really great time from them. And of course, if you still want to check it out, if you still want to listen to it, you could always request it on Arden Radio, but not on Arden Flight 40 because this is a chart program, so I can't really play it for you. But we're gonna move on to our next destination in San Muda because you're still listening to Arden Radio on Arden Flight 40. This is the 771st edition on a beautiful Sunday morning on the 19th of April 2026. And because we have already gone through the songs that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40, this means that we are gonna meet up with the newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40. We're looking at number 40 because this particular group I really love since their debut. Since their rebranding. Because we have Kiss of Life on number 40 with Who Is She in San Muda. The girl group Kiss of Life made their mark on the K-pop music industry by taking first place on Mnet's M Countdown on April 16th, 2026. And this victory was their first since their debut. And it was especially meaningful as it came following their latest comeback as well. And talking about M Countdown shows on K-pop industry as well, their first win as a band, as a group, it really means everything because it's not just some random people that get to win the award on that particular week as well, but having to have that kind of recognition, having to have that kind of crowd, fans, beautiful masterpiece as well. That's what makes Kiss of Life won their first ever Mnet's M Countdown 3 days ago in San Muda. So here you go, the newest entry this week, only on Ardan Flight 40.
New entry this week.
Number 40.
You're still listening to your coolest and loveliest station. It's 105.9 FM Arden, Labi dari Radio. And that was Who Is She by Kiss of Life in San Muda, which is our newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, sitting on number 40 this week as well. And I'm really proud of the woman that they became in San Muda because we all know about the scandals that they made a few years back about cultural appropriation and all of that. But I think they learned from their mistake as well, and they came back with a banger, and that is proven by the song that made on the Arden Flight 40 chart this week. And coming up next is our newest entry this week as well. On number 39, we have a collaboration that is yet so unexpected for myself, which came from Anima and Lisa with Bad Angel. And Anima and Lisa of Blackpink officially released a surprise collaboration titled Bad Angel on April 8th, 2026. And the collaboration blends the world of K-pop with immersive and futuristic electronic dance music, or EDM. And talking about them, Anima actually brought out Lisa on his set and they performed Bad Angel, and there's a animatronics, I think that's what they called. There's a really big animation of Lisa being that Bad Angel itself. It's really, really cool. You guys should check it out on Coachella's stage. And it has given me the biggest fear of missing out yet this year in Samuda. But that's okay, because even though we can't go there, we actually can't really afford that now in Samuda. But that's okay. Hopefully, next year or the upcoming years, it would be my first ever Coachella, and I would make an Insta story saying, I made it. My first ever Coachella. Amen to that.
New entry this week.
Number 39.
That was Bad Angel by Anima featuring Lisa in Sanmuda, and this song is totally a bop, and I really love their collaboration because it is so unexpected, yet they blend so really well. And this song is also our newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, sitting on number 39. And of course, you're still listening to Arden Flight 40, and this is your pilot speaking, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zahwa, and I'm hoping a safe, fun, and also cool and lovely flight to our number one this week on Arden Flight 40 Countdown. So we're gonna go ahead and count to the next track. I'm sorry, I have to cough a bit. All right. On number 38, we have a masterpiece from the legend itself, the Bold Man, which none other less than Pitbull with Work in Sanmuda at number 38 this week. Is our newest entry as well. And this song is a kind of a motivational song set to a dance beat. Like, it's a song for those who are striving to achieve their dreams, reminding us that to get what we want, we have to be ready to work. And I couldn't agree less. I couldn't agree more. And I feel like this could be like such a bop. And I'm really awaiting on Pitbull's concert to Indonesia, because I would really love to see him perform live one day and just dance to Fireballs and all of their Legends soundtrack as well. But the question is, do I have the money to do that? I don't think so.
New entry this week.
Number 38.
That was Pitbull with Work in Sanmuda, which actually described what I'm doing right now, because we have to go to work. We have to be happy with what we do. And so on. But this is a great song, and actually I kind of noticed that it brings out a similar vibe to Nona's Work. Maybe because it has the same title as well. But nevertheless, this song from Mr. Worldwide really hits the spot, and I'm happy that we get to see it as our newest entry this week, only on Arden Flight 40. And that is our number 38 this week. So we are gonna go ahead and continue with our next destination on the Arden Flight 40 Countdown, which is on number 37. We are gonna meet up with the newest entry from Afrojack, Sia, and also David Guetta with Awake Tonight. The legendary trio behind the success of a global hit song has finally reunited in Sanmuda. On April 10th, 2026, Afrojack, David Guetta, and Sia has officially released their latest collaborative single titled Awake Tonight. And this release actually marks a historical moment, as it signifies the return of their collaboration 15 years after the phenomenal song Titanium shook the global music industry. And I don't know about you guys, but I think this song could also beat up the record of Titanium as well, seeing that they are the legendary trio of EDM and all of that stuff as well. But we'll see. So here it is, the newest entry this week on number 37, of course, only on Arden Flight 40.
New entry this week.
Number 37.
You're listening to 105.9 FM Arden, Lebih Dari Radio. And of course, you're still listening to Arden Flight 40 in Sanmuda, your coolest and loveliest chart on Arden Flight 40 Countdown. And this week is the 771st edition of Arden Flight 40. And that is our number 37, because we have Afrojack, Sia, and David Guetta with Awake Tonight. And this collaboration actually has to shook the global music industry, I guess, because the legendary trio is back. I'm really happy that we got to see them collaborate again, since it has been 15 years since their last collaboration. And I'm really happy that I got to experience that first listening experience, because that is also the first time I've listened to that song in particular as well in Sanmuda. But enough about me. We are going to continue ahead, and I'm going to be flying you around to our next destination, which on number 36, we have a cute little girlie who is set to come to Jakarta maybe a few months a few weeks later, we have Lei Fei with Mad Woman. And the lyrics of this song actually tells like the story of loving someone who is clearly no good, yet still choosing to stay with them. And the 3-minute 59-second track captures the moment when you fully realize that the relationship is toxic, but choose not to leave. That's why I think that this song has been titled Mad Woman, because I feel like, okay, talking a bit about the context of toxic relationship in San Muda, it actually, some toxic relationships actually is gonna make you feel like you are a mad woman. But at the same time, when he or she is good to you, when he or she is loving to you, you're gonna feel that euphoria again, and you're gonna feel happy again. But at the next day, you're gonna have a fight again, and the list goes on, the cycle goes on and on, repeat, and that is no good actually. And it's gonna make you feel like you're a mad woman some days. And I hopefully, if you are stuck in a toxic relationship, please dump that person far away from me, because I'm gonna kick his face out.
New entry this week.
Number 36.
In some day, you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40 with me, your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa speaking, and that was Mad Woman by Lei Fei in San Muda, a song that is also our newest entry this week on ARDAN Flight 40, sitting on number 36. And talking about this song in particular, I think it really captures the vibe of a mad woman, because going through the end of the song itself, it feels like I've been going crazy because I don't know the beat. I can't really put the perfect timing for me to close up and to turn on my mic. But yeah, I think that describes, having a toxic relationship. Like, it felt glorious at the same time, but it also felt suffocating. But hopefully, you are not one of those people that is stuck in a toxic relationship. And if you do, please just, don't burn it out on yourself. Just talk to the people around you. And please slowly get out of it, because girl, boy, seriously, it's not good for you. It's not good for your health. But what is good is yesterday's Cat's Eye's performance in San Muda, especially since their newest entry, Pinky Up by Cat's Eye, is set on the chart on number 35 this week on ARDAN Flight 40. The global group Cat's Eye is scheduled to perform at Coachella 2026 on April 10th and April 17th, which is 2 days ago, on weekend 1 and weekend 2. And ahead of this major performance, they have released their latest single titled Pinky Up. Up, which actually features like a fast tempo and confident energy. The song feels light, catchy, and somewhat entertaining, reinforcing Cat's Eye's bold and expressive musical identity as well. And through the song, Cat's Eye seems to challenge the standards of luxury often sees as the ideal benchmark. Instead, they offer a different perspective that authenticity is more important than mere glamour. And actually, talking about their performance a few days back, I'm really sad actually, because Manon was not there, and I haven't seen them performed as OT6. I haven't been able to see them perform live, but hopefully someday, and hopefully Manon gets better. Hopefully she will be happy enough, and hopefully we could see Cat's Eye on a full team sooner or later. Amen.
New entry this week.
Number 35.
This is your coolest and loveliest station in San Muda. It's 105.9 FM Arden, Lebih Dari Radio. And that was Pinky Up by Cat's Eye, sitting on number 35 this week as our newest entry this week as well, only on Arden Flight 40. I'm talking about these girls, they never cease to amaze me, because their song is always a pop, and I feel like their identity is also constructed as that, that one unique K-pop girl group that is always setting new trends every time they uploaded a new song. And I'm not complaining, because they are that good. And coming up next is San Muda. This is our last newest entry this week on ARDAN Flight 40 Countdown, which is our hotshot debut this week on ARDAN Flight 40 as well, because we have a collaboration song between Lady Gaga and Doechii with Runway. And Lady Gaga is once again making waves in the music industry with a surprising collaboration with the talented rapper Doechii. And the two have just released a song titled Runway, which is set to be the main theme song for the sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2. And the song was specifically crafted to evoke the glamorous atmosphere of the fashion world that actually defines the film as well. Me, myself, talking about The Devil Wears Prada, I love the movie. It has been my comfort movie since I first watched it. The performance was absolutely amazing, and it's been years since The Devil Wears Prada, the first one. And seeing that the cast has come back together and yet they didn't age even a single bit. They aged like a really fun wine. Like a fine wine. And I'm not complaining because, oh my god, I really can't believe that The Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to be here in San Muda. And if you are a nerdy of The Devil Wears Prada as well as me in San Muda, I know that you get how I'm feeling right now, which is euphoric, happy, enthusiastic, all of that great stuff combined together. One messy hot plate. But still, really excited for The Devil Wears Prada 2. And really excited to hear our Hotshot debut as well this week in San Muda. So here you go, our Hotshot debut this week on ARDAN Flight 40.
Hot Shot debut on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 34.
It's on a 5.9 FM Arden, lebih dari radio, and you're still listening to Arden Flight 40, which that is our Hotshot debut this week on Arden Flight 40. We have Lady Gaga featuring Doechii with Runway. And this song is set to be the soundtrack as well for The Devil Wears Prada 2, which is set on the 29th of April, 2026. And I'm really excited to see how that film turned out because I am a nerd of that particular fashion movie. Anyone else has another comfort movie that they want to share? Because that is one of my comfort movies as well. I really love their performance there. I really love the storyline, and I'm really excited to see how The Devil Wears Prada 2 will go on the cinemas. And that is definitely gonna be one of my watch lists for today. But talking about watch lists in Samuda, a few days ago, I watched Project Hail Mary, which is a sci-fi or a science fiction movie about Ryan Gosling, which is named Grace, traveling to like an interstellar amount, like 11.9 light years, to a planet, to a sun unknown, which is like, Earth was getting colder by the minute because the sun was eaten by like this one sort of like an organism, which is called astrophage. Does anyone has watched Project Hail Mary? Yes, one people have. Okay, I'm live as well on TikTok at Zahwa Aaliyah, my own TikTok. But yeah, Project Hail Mary was really nice, guys. I really enjoyed it, and I bawled my eyes out for the entire movie because I think it's a friendship movie covered in a sci-fi genre. You get what I mean? It was really good. So thumbs down to that particular movie, Project Hail Mary. The movie was thumbs down. It was thumbs down. And I am proud to call myself a Project Hail Mary lover. I would definitely recommend it for you to watch. If you love sci-fi, if you love to bawl your eyes out, and if you do have the time, please go to the cinema. Just watch it on IMAX or Screen X because you are gonna have a more immersive experience as well if you do watch Project Hail Mary. I miss Rocky. Amaze. Have you watched Project Hail Mary? You did? Don't lie, man. Don't lie. But seriously, it was really good. It's such a good movie in Sanmuda. And yeah, I really recommend you to watch that movie as well. Because if you do, please do give me a comment doing this or doing a thumbs down because that movie was a total thumbs down. But anyways, enough about Project Hail Mary. I could go on and on about that particular movie. But we are going to go ahead to our next destination on Arden Flight 40 Countdown, which We have on number 33, Icona Pop featuring Daya with Ritual. This song has been on the chart for 2 weeks and has climbed up 7 positions since last week. And coming up next, on number 32, we also have Marshmello with Portugal the Man with Phoenix. And this song has also been on the chart for 2 weeks in a row. And the last song that I'm going to be playing for you this segment is Samuda, sitting on number 31st or 31. We have a fan song from Stray Kids called Stay. And it is such a cute song. If you guys are also a fan of Stray Kids, I think you would really love this song as well. So here you go. The coolest and loveliest tracks this week, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 33.
You're listening to 105.9 FM ARDAN Lebih Dari Radio. And of course, you're still listening to your coolest and loveliest station as well. This is your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be flying you to the number 1 track this week only on ARDAN Flight 40 on the 771st edition this week in Sanmuda. That was Stray Kids with Stay, sitting on number 31 this week on ARDAN Flight 40. And it is such a wonderful fan song because as a Stay myself, I really love that all of the K-pop groups lately has their own fan songs, including BTS. I really, really love it. And hopefully, if you are one of the fan base itself, hopefully you could see your favorite idol perform live someday, because that is also my dream and also my plan today. But for now on Insan Muda, I am going to be playing you only the coolest and loveliest tracks this week on ARDAN Flight 40, because we're going to go ahead to our next countdown, which, on number 30, we have a song that climbed up 7 positions since last week, making it its 2nd week here on ARDAN Flight 40. We have Miley Cyrus with Younger You in Insan Muda. I'm talking about Miley Cyrus herself. It's like, I feel like this song has so many cute, how could I say it? Cute outcome from each of the song itself. So talking about Miley Cyrus in Insan Muda, she is celebrating 2 decades in the spotlight with major awards and a nostalgic return to her Disney roots, because on March 26, 2026, Miley was honored with the Innovator Award at the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. And in her acceptance speech, she credited the persona of Hannah Montana for giving her the confidence to eventually perform as her authentic self. It's really, really cute, really, really good as well. And I'm happy that I got to be one of the children's to watch Hannah Montana and watch Miley Cyrus grew up with the character itself. So props to you, Miley Cyrus. And coming up next, on number 29, we also have a song from Zayn called Sideways. And talking about Zayn and Sanmuda, it's like, I feel like Zayn is like that one member of, you know, One Direction, of course. We're gonna say One Direction, right? Because they haven't yet broken up yet. That has always been so mesmerizing in all of his performance. But as of April 19th, 2026, which is today in Sanmuda, unfortunately, we have some bad news from Zayn because he is currently recovering from a sudden hospitalization that occurred on the same day he released his 5th studio album, Chronicle. Really sad to see that, because on April 17th, like 2 days ago, he shared a photo from his hospital bed, stating that he was unexpectedly recovering after a difficult week. While he did not disclose like his exact diagnosis, his message explicitly thanked cardiologists, which has led to speculation regarding his heart health. So please give our best prayers to him, and also our best prayers to anyone in the world that is feeling kind of sickness and all of that stuff. Hopefully, we'll get to see Zayn perform live again really, really soon in Sanmuda. And last but not least, on number 28, we also have Charlie Puth featuring Coco Jones with Sideways. And as of today, Charlie Puth is in the midst of a massive career surge. Me think so. Having just released his 4th studio album and recently announcing a global expansion of his world tour. Because Whatever's Clever 2026 World Tour is gonna set in North America kickoff. And then a global expansion because on like 5 days ago, he announced a new Asia Pacific leg for October and November 2026, which stops in Auckland, Melbourne, Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong. And he would also have supporting acts from the select dates, which will feature artists like Daniel Seavey, Lawrence, and Ali Sailart as well in San Muda. So here you go, the coolest and loveliest tracks this week, only on Ardan Flight 40.
Number 30.
In San Muda, you're still listening to Ardan Flight 40 on your coolest and loveliest station. It's 105.9 FM Ardan, Lebih Dari Radio. And that was Sideways by Charlie Puth featuring Coco Jones, with a really captivating musical performance from them as well. I really, really love how they put all their efforts, all their harmonizations is totally off the roof. And I'm happy that this song is on the chart this week on Ardan Flight 40 in San Muda. And I'm also happy to announce the next list on the countdown on Ardan Flight 40 in San Muda, because on number 27, we have Ray with I Know You're Hurting. And Ray is currently performing her North American leg of her This Tour May Contain New Music Tour. And tonight, on April 19th, she performs at the Met in Philadelphia. And on this August as well, she will also join Bruno Mars as a special guest on his stadium-packing romantic tour. What a great news from her. And also, she recently sold out 2 back-to-back nights at Radio City Music Hall in New York from April 15th to 16th of April as well. There's a really much good news about her, and I'm not complaining. Thus, well, I'm really happy to hear that. And coming up next, on number 26, we have a song that climbed up 6 positions since last week, making it the 3rd week this week on Ardan Flight 40. We have Freya Ridings with I Have Always Loved You in San Muda, and she's currently preparing for the release of her 3rd studio album and has just launched ticket sales for a major headline tour. And for the creative direction of, her 3rd studio album, which is called Mother of Pearl, which is scheduled for release on May 29th, 2026, she has actually described the project as her most proud work, shaped by 4 years of personal growth, female rage, and vulnerability. So unlike the fiery red of her debut or the earthy orange of Blood Orange, this album evokes the big blue sea. And this song, I Have Always Loved You, is a recent single that Freya says holds a secret story close to her heart. So we're going to catch up to the song. But before that, I'm going to introduce you to the next song that are on the chart this week on Ardan Flight 40 as well in San Muda. We have Shaggy featuring Robin Thicke with Looking Lovely. And talking about them, they're new collaborative as well. Shaggy will release his 14th studio album Lottery on May 15th, 2026. And the project marks his first full-length album in 6 whole years. And it's going to be featuring like a blend of reggae, dancehall, and R&B itself. And as an R&B lover, I'm really glad and really excited to see how this album goes. But from now on, I'm going to be playing you the coolest and loveliest track this week on Ardan Flight 40. We're going to start on with number 27 with Ray, I Know You're Hurting, only on Ardan Flight 40. Let's go!
Number 27.
I can see that you should know.
You're listening to 105.9 FM Ardan Lebih Dari Radio. And, well, of course, you're still listening to Ardan Flight 40 with Zahwa, flying you today on to the countdown on Ardan Flight 40 and the 771st edition. And that was Looking Lovely by Shaggy featuring Robin Thicke in San Muda. A really good song to really brighten up your mood if you're feeling down, if you're kind of feeling insecure, just hearing the world. You are looking so this evening. I think it could really boost up your confidence because it just boosts mine up. And coming up next on our countdown in San Muda on number 24, we're going to go ahead and continue to our next track, which climbed up 6 positions since last week. We have the Pussycat Dolls with Club Song. This song has been on the chart for 3 weeks in a row as well, and their comeback as a group really shocked me out because Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls was like my childhood memory of being a bad girl, kind of, because they have words that I can't even pronounce right now. And coming up next on number 23, we also have Jack Johnson featuring Hermanos Gutierrez with Drink the Water. about a little bit of a surfy kind of vibe to a song, and this song has also climbed up 6 positions since last week. And closing in on our number 22, we also have Alan Walker featuring Emerson Flora with Monster. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Alan Walker should be on the Coachella set list. I don't know if it's a valid, opinion of mine, but I think it would be great if we have Alan Walker on stage. But DJs, EDM DJs, we also have a lot of them, including Enema as well, that gave an exceptional, really, really great performance with Lisa as well yesterday on Coachella. Enough about Coachella because I just really, really feel the fear of missing out so big right now, but I'm happy that I'm not there because the ones that missing out is not my feelings, but rather my money if I do go there.
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
Number 24.
You're still listening to 105.9 FM Ardan Lebih Dari Radio. That was Monster by Alan Walker featuring Emerson Flora and San Muda, sitting on number 22 this week, only on Ardan Flight 40. And of course, we're going to count down to the next track this week on Ardan Flight 40 as well, because on number 21, we have our biggest drop this week on Ardan Flight 40. We have Mumford & Sons featuring Gracie Abrams with Badland and San Muda. This song has been on the chart for 6 weeks, yet it has go down 17 positions since last week, making it number 21 this week on Ardan Flight 40. So sad. Rather than this song is really a bop, a collaboration that I was not yet thought that it would gonna be a good collaboration between Mumford & Sons and Gracie Abrams, considering Gracie's characteristics of her sounds really distant, but it turns out it was really good. And number 20, we also have our most power airplay this week on Ardan Flight 40 in San Muda. We have our very own Thundercat featuring Mac Miller with She Know Too Much, another track that has been on the chart for 6 weeks in a row. And on number 19, we also have Holly Humberstone with Cruel World. This song has climbed up 7 positions since last week, making it its 3rd week here on Ardan Flight 40. There you go, the biggest drop, the most power airplay, and the coolest and loveliest track this week on Ardan Flight 40.
Oh no! Biggest drop on Ardan Flight 40.
Number 21.
You're still listening to Ardan Flight 40 in San Muda with me, your pilot speaking today. For today. This is Zahwa speaking, and that is our number 19 this week on Ardan Flight 40. We have Holly Humberstone with Cruel World that has just climbed up 7 positions since last week. And I think it is a cruel world in San Muda, especially for those of you who are still working this Sunday. Any show of hands? Because my dad is one of them. He owns this kind of a business, a shop, like a sports shop, which I almost every day notice that he would also bring trucks to the house to just check on the supplies and all of that stuff. And if you do have those kinds of businesses as well as my father, kalau misalnya kamu pelaku UMKM gitu, pasti relate kan sama yang namanya realita harian UMKM. Pagi produksi, siang packing, sore langsung kirim, malamnya datang lagi stok baru. Dan kirimannya gak cuma 1-2 dus lagi, tapi sampai ratusan dus. Makanya kamu harus pintar-pintar pilih jasa kirim dan layanannya. Harus pilih yang aman, terpercaya, ya kan? Dan pastinya hemat biar nggak bikin kamu boncos. Dan untungnya JNE punya 2 solusi buat kiriman gede, yaitu JTR dan FTL. Beda kebutuhan ya beda solusi, tapi sama-sama jadi andalan. Kalau kamu pelaku UMKM yang pengen kirim barang banyak, dimensi besar, atau kiriman berat dengan tarif yang lebih terjangkau, pilih JTR JNE Tracking. Kapasitasnya sampai 10 ton dengan skema share load, jadi pas banget buat restock toko atau kiriman rutin ke tempat tujuan kamu. Tapi kalau kamu lagi pegang order besar, proyek, atau kejar deadline ketat, saatnya pakai FTL Full Truckload. 1 truk full khusus buat kiriman kamu. Nggak digabung, nggak transit, kapasitas bisa sampai 30 ton, dan jadwalnya fleksibel sesuai kebutuhan bisnismu. Tinggal pilih deh mana yang cocok buat bisnis kamu. Sama-sama kiriman gede, tapi beda kebutuhan. Jadi, apapun pilihan kamu, JNE siap bantu bikin bisnis kamu bergerak lebih jauh. JNE, connecting happiness. And of course, I'm gonna connect you to the coolest and loveliest tracks this week on Ardan Flight 40 in San Muda, because coming up next on number 18, we have a song from Mo with Honey Band that has been on the chart for 4 weeks in a row. How crazy is that? And on the list, on the countdown in Samuda on number 17, we also have a song from Steven Sanchez called Love, Love, Love. And I really wanted to see him perform live because it has been a failed attempt for me last year. Yeah, last year it has been a failed attempt for me, but that's okay. Maybe I could see him this year. We never know. And last but not least, on number 16, we also have a beautiful song about his lovely wife, Charlie Puth, featuring Hikaru Utada with Home. And this song has climbed up 7 positions as well since last week, making it its 3rd week here on Arden Flight 40. So, here you go.
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
Number 18.
You're still listening to Arden Flight 40 in San Mudao on a beautiful Sunday on 19th of April 2026. And of course, that was Charlie Puth featuring Hikaru Utada with Home, sitting on number 16 this week on Arden Flight 40 in San Mudao. What a beautiful song as well, because talking about Charlie Puth as well, I really love how he portrays that really good vibe of a household. Do you get what I mean? He's really great, first and foremost. And second of all, his wife is really beautiful. And I wish them a fun marriage, a healthy marriage, and a long-lasting marriage as well. Because that is also my dream in San Muda. Even though I am still 20 years old, I feel like I would really love it if my dream as a mother would be true one day. I'm gonna say amen to that, despite all of the, hardships that we are currently having right now, with all the war going on, the economy is collapsing and all of that stuff, but no time for politics here in San Muda. We're gonna have fun with the coolest and loveliest tracks this week on Arden Flight 40 as well. And we're gonna start another countdown, which we are gonna go ahead and climb up to the next position, which on number 15, we have Sienna Spyro with The Visitor. And actually, she revealed that the song took 9 attempts to write as she tried to articulate her feelings on the temporary nature of life and relationship, which is kind of crazy, come to think about it, because I thought musicians have it, easy to find inspirations, but I just noticed there's a thing called art block, which you can't really think or be creative on certain types of your fields, and I think I have those kinds of things as well. But she's great in San Muda because she recently became the only artist to simultaneously chart 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 without having released a full studio album. So, Die on This Hill was on number 28, The Visitor is on number 43, and You Stole the Show is on number 89. And film updates from April 18th, 2026, which is yesterday. It was confirmed that Sienna Spyro will actually feature on the soundtrack for The Devil Wears Prada 2 alongside artists like Lady Gaga and Doechii, which is really great. And she is also currently headlining and heading to perform her Southeast Asia for a series of intimate performances, because on Singapore, on April 26th, she is scheduled to perform at the Art Science Museum, when on Jakarta, on April 29th, 2026, she would also hold an exclusive private showcase at Cecilia in South Jakarta, or as we call it, Jaksel. Moving on to number 14, we also have aespa with Attitude, climbing up 7 positions since last week. And talking about them, SM Entertainment has officially confirmed that aespa will release their 2nd full-length studio album in May 2026. And this marks their first major Korean release in 9 months since the mini-album Rich Man. And their recently released Japanese single Attitude also is going to be served as the opening theme for the anime Kill Blue, and has already topped several digital charts. And what kind of interesting is that one of the members of aespa, which is Ning Ning, recently teased about the upcoming album that will feature a high-profile collaboration with a Western artist. I'm really, really happy to see that, by the way. And last but not least, we also have a fun song from Jake featuring John Salmi with Moonboy, and it is their 4th week here on Arden Flight 40 as well in San Muda. So here you go, the coolest and loveliest tracks this week only on Arden Flight 40.
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight
Number
40.
15.
It's on a 5.0 FM, ARDAN Radio. Lebih dari radio juga insan muda. And of course, you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40. That was Moon Boy by Jake featuring John Salmi insan muda as our number 13 this week on ARDAN Flight 40. A collaboration that is yet, I still think, is kind of shocking until this day as well. But nevertheless, it's such a bop, and I'm really, really excited to tell you with our next track that are on the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. Because we're going to go ahead and continue our countdown to number 12. Because on number 12, we have J Balvin, Ryan Castro, and DJ Snake with Tonto. This song was really great. I feel really, really happy when I first heard the song. It's really a bop, and I think if you like this kind of like Latin Spanish type of vibe, like a baddie song to listen to, this song is definitely for you. And coming up next on number 11, we have my favorite artist of all time, Bruno Mars with Nothing Left. A really yearning song from Bruno Mars. This song has climbed up 7 positions since last week, and it has been 4 weeks since this song has been on the chart, but it has climbed up exceptional stages, and I'm really happy because this song is, I think, is one of the underrated songs on the Romantic album, which is Bruno Mars's newest album, and he is also going around on the Romantic World Tour as well. And I don't know if Jakarta is set on the list, but hopefully we'll meet him soon enough. And coming up next as well, on number 10, we also have a newest song from Harry Styles called American Girls, which is a really cute song, and I've been listening to it for a few weeks now. Really love him, really love his performance as well, and I think I would really love it to see him perform live. So here you go, the coolest and loveliest tracks this week, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
Number 12.
You're listening to your coolest and loveliest station in San Muda. It's 105.9 FM, ARDAN Lebih Dari Radio. That was American Girls by Harry Styles, sitting on number 10 this week on ARDAN Flight 40 as well. Really happy, and I don't know why, but I feel like Harry Styles would give an exceptionally good performance on Coachella. Because I just got the news that one of the performers in Coachella, which is by Justin Bieber, he ran through the crowd and he sang at the front of the barricade where crowds could actually see him in front of them, which is crazy. And I have the biggest FOMO because of that. I wish I was American. I wish I lived at Coachella. But nevertheless, I think, yeah, Harry Styles would make an exceptionally great performance at Coachella if he were to perform there. I mean, I'm just a big fan of One Direction. Just really happy to see one of the members perform there. But nevertheless, they're also great. And the tracks that are on ARDAN Flight 40 is really, really great as well in San Muda, because we are going to continue our countdown to number 1 this week on ARDAN Flight 40 on the 771st edition. Because coming up next, we have a song from Ava Max called Kill It Queen on number 9. This song has climbed up 7 positions since last week in San Muda, making it its 5th week on ARDAN Flight 40, which is really great, and I feel like it could be a great nomination for the number 1 track this week as well. And coming up next on number 8, we also have Jennifer Lopez featuring David Guetta with Save Me Tonight, and we're gonna close up on number 7 because we're gonna hear from Blackpink with Champion, which I really love Champion on the album, but I personally really enjoy Me and My from Blackpink as well as the next song. But that is on the chart as well in San Muda, Me and My by Blackpink. But I'm not gonna spill you and I'm not gonna spoil you with what number and what track is it on that in Flight 40 chart. But we're gonna go ahead to our next countdown only on ARDAN Flight 40. Let's go!
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
Number 9.
You're listening to your coolest and loveliest station. It's 105.9 FM, ARDAN Lebih Dari Radio. And that was Blackpink with Champion in San Muda, sitting on number 7 this week on ARDAN Flight 40 on the 771st edition as well. It is still kind of a sunny, not kind of actually, it's really sunny here at Cipaganti 159. And a little bit of a weather check if you are going to these areas, Cipaganti or Sukajadi, Setiabudi. It's not raining. The sky is like really, really, really clear. I think it's a great time for you to just like hang out with your friends or something. And of course, I'm also gonna be accompanying you until 3 p.m., which this is gonna be our last tracks that I'm gonna be playing to you on Arden Flight 40 as well in Samudra. Because on number 6, we have Ray with a Nightingale Lane. And this song is actually a deeply personal 5-minute ballad from Ray's #1 sophomore album, This Music May Contain Hope. And it actually reflects on her greatest heartbreak and has become like a landmark track in her recent dramatic era. And I really love this song because it's actually named after an actual street in Wandsworth or Tooten where the singer grew up. The lyrics specifically reference Old Park Avenue. It was the exact spot, she said, where her first love kissed her goodbye. It's really, really sad. I really wanted to experience those things as well in Samudra. Like those things that you felt or that you might have experienced in a rom-com or a romance film. But pity me, I live in Indonesia. Which is, I think it's like not really possible if I get those kinds of events or activities myself. But I'm not complaining. And coming up next, on number 5, we also have aespa featuring Anderson .Paak with Keychain. And talking about this song itself, it's really cool because one of the members of aespa, which is Karina, said that even before the song dropped, Karina made a cameo in the music video for G-Dragon's Too Bad, which is co-produced by Anderson .Paak as well, hinting at the upcoming collaboration. And I really love one of their merch as well in Sanmuda because aespa actually released an NFC-powered keychains as their merchandise as well. So the Armageddon mini album keychain, it includes like a built-in NFC chip. So by tapping the keychain with your phone, you can instantly open the Armageddon album on your music apps, which is really, really cool, as I may think. And coming up next on number 4, we also have Blackpink with Me and My, which climbed up 5 positions since last week, marking its 5th week on Arden's Flight 40 chart in Sanmuda. So here you go, the coolest and loveliest tracks this week on Arden Flight 40.
You're listening to Ardan
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
Number 6.
You're still listening to your coolest and loveliest station in Sanmuda. It's 105.9 FM, Arden, Lebih Dari Radio. And of course, you're still flying with me, your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa speaking on Arden Flight 40 as well in Sanmuda. And that is Me and My by Blackpink, which sits on number 4 this week on Arden Flight 40. And now is the time in Sanmuda for us to greet the top 3 on Arden Flight 40. And I could definitely say that I am quite shocked about the number 3 this week in Sanmuda because as long as I've been airing on Arden Flight 40, as long as I've been your pilot, I have never seen a greatest gainer gain 30 positions and climbed up 30 positions since last week as our greatest gainer this week in Sanmuda. This is its 2nd week on Arden Flight 40, yet it has climbed up to the number 3 on Arden Flight 40, which previously it stated and it sit on number 33. So welcome to the top 3 this week on Arden Flight 40 with BTS or Bangtan Sonyeondan with Swim as our greatest gainer this week in Sanmuda. It's kind of crazy that I'm seeing numbers like plus 30. That marks like how much the track has climbed up its position since last week. And as of today, BTS aka Bangtan Sonyeondan has officially back in full swing. Following the completion of mandatory military service by all 7 members, the group has reclaimed its spot atop at the global music industry with a record-breaking new album and the launch of a massive world tour. Because as we all know, on March 20th, 2026, BTS released their 5th studio album, which is Arirang. And the album has spent 3 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 as of mid-April. And the 14-track project is actually described to be like a love letter for ARMY, which is, the fan base of Bangtansenmudan itself. And it marks their first group release since the 2022 anthology Proof, and the lead single is titled Swim, which is our number 3 this week on ARDAN Flight 40. How crazy is that? On its first day in Sanmuda, the album recorded like a staggering 3.9 million copies sold on the Hanto chart, which is really crazy, and I'm really happy that I am a part of the fan base myself as well. And I'm kind of sad in Sanmuda because a few weeks back, actually BTS released like an Arirang merch, which they have like hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, and all of that stuff as its official world merchandise. And I was eyeing on the red hoodie with the Arirang merch as well, but it was sold out in the first minute, which is like crazy. And the resellers have gone crazy as well with the price in Sanmuda, and I'm not gonna state it because it's like 2 to 3 times more expensive than the real one if you buy it from the merchandise store on Weavers. But that's okay. Hopefully, I could get to see them perform live this year on December 26th and the 27th as well in Jakarta. Hopefully, I will get those tickets in Sanmuda. And coming up next is our runner-up this week on ARDAN Flight 40 in Sanmuda. It has been on the chart for 5 weeks in a row. We have Bruno Mars with Risk It All. And as of today, Bruno Mars is currently in the middle of a massive global stadium run for the Romantic Tour, his first solo headline tour in nearly a decade. And Bruno released his 4th solo studio album, The Romantic, which we all know was released on February 27th, 2026. And the record shifts from like the high gloss swagger of, 24 Karat Magic towards a soulful, kind of a retro romantic sound influenced by the 1970s soft soul and his Caribbean roots. And talking about the update on the Romantic Tour itself in Sanmuda, Bruno is performing at Globe Live Field in Arlington, Texas tonight, which is April 19th, after a sold-out show at the same venue yesterday. And the tour is going to be moved on to Houston on April 22nd and Atlanta on April 25th until the April 26th next week. And he will also head to Europe this June, including a record-breaking 6-night run at Wembley Stadium in London in July, which is one of the global expansion of his world tour as well. And he is joined on the road by longtime collaborator Anderson .Paak, performing as DJ Pee-wee, and R&B singer Leon Thomas. And in Las Vegas honors in Sanmuda on April 10th, 2026, which is 9 days ago, Las Vegas officially declared Bruno Mars Day with a parade down the strip. So like a section of Park Avenue near the Park MGM was officially renamed Bruno Mars Drive to honor his decade-long presence in the city. And despite the world tour, his residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM has been extended through the end of the year, with special shows set for December 30 and 31st, 2026. And to celebrate it, he released a limited edition vinyl compilation titled The Collaborations, featuring his hits with Lady Gaga, which is Star with a Smile, Rose, Apatse or APT, and Mark Ronson with Uptown Funk. And I'm really happy to see it. And I'm really, really happy to hear his song as well. So here you go, the number 3 and the number 2 this week on ARDAN Flight 40.
You're listening to ARDAN
Flight 40.
Flight 40.
The credit scanner on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 3.
It's on the 5.1 FM Arden, lebih dari radio insan muda. And that was Risk It All by Bruno Mars as our runner-up this week on Arden Flight 40. What a beautiful song. And I feel kind of sad these days in Sanmuda. Not because I'm actually sad though. It's just I feel like lately I've been kind of emotional on a lot of things. And one of them is actually this song. So I remember just, sitting in my car, I'm driving around, and this song was played. And I bawled my eyes out because I'm starting to think like, when would I find someone that is willingly to like risk it all for me? Because there's a thing called like, there's a saying that goes like, it's easy to die for someone, but it's not really easy to live for someone. And I think this song actually describes the whole point of that, which love is that great in San Muda, which you could like literally risk it all for that one person. And I hope you, and foremost me, could find someone that we would willingly to risk it all with. That's kind of cute. And on to the next track in San Muda, because it is officially time for me to announce the number one track this week on ARDAN Flight 40. This song was on the runner-up last week on ARDAN Flight 40 in San Muda. So I want to say a big congratulations to the number one this week that goes to Blackpink with Go. This song has been on the chart for 5 weeks in a row in San Muda, and it is really, really great. I really want to say congratulations to Blackpink with Go. And maybe we could highlight a bit of their individuals programs as well. Because Lisa, starting up with Lisa, she recently made headlines for her guest appearance during Anima's Eden set at Coachella 2026 Weekend 2. She performed their new collaborative single, which is Bad Angel, which was released on April 8th as well. And seeing the visuals, seeing the effects, the visual effects on stage as well, it was mesmerizing. And I think it's gonna be like a really immersive experience for the people who were there at Coachella, which is really amazing. And coming up next with the next member, we also have Jennie, because Jennie's on April 15th, she was named one of Time's 100 most influential people of 2026. So she is the only K-pop artist on this year's list, which is really crazy to think about it, because every individual on Blackpink is really influential. They were really great, and this proves exactly that. And Jisoo, which is the third member of Blackpink, is set to attend the Cannes International Series Festival on April 23rd, 2026, to receive a Rising Star Award for her acting career. And last but certainly not least, we have Rosé's streaming milestone, because her solo project, Rosie, recently became the first album by a female K-pop soloist to reach 3.8 billion streams on Spotify, which is really, really crazy. So yeah, that marks the end of ARDAN Flight 40s today in San Muda. Thank you so much for all of you that has listened from the start to the very, very end. Thank you so much for flying with me. I also want to say thank you to my producer / scriptwriter. We have Rizal, aka producer Steven, right here. Thank you so much. We also want to thank Program Director Dimasta, Music Director Awan Yuda, Supervisor Guntur, Sound Designer Berlan and Jojo, and Studio Crew Sonny, Fulky, and Rizal. And of course, we can't forget about the labels. We have Sony Music, Universal, and Warner in San Muda. And yeah, it marks the end of our 4-hour long flight journey, and I wish you all a safe, a fun, and a happy weekend as well in San Muda, because seeing on the weather today on Ardan, on Cipaganti 159, it's really wonderful. It's really sunny day, and I hope it doesn't rain really soon in San Muda, because it's gonna suck if it does rain. So here you go. I'm gonna be playing you the last song on ARDAN Flight 40, which is our number one this week on ARDAN Flight 40. We have Blackpink with Go in San Muda, and from now on, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a little bit of rest before continuing the day and the rest of the night off. Gonna see you again this night, so I wish you all to stay cool and lovely. Bye bye bye.
105.9, stay cool and lovely. ARDAN Radio.
This is the number one track
On ARDAN Flight 40.
Flight 40.